back to the next video. I hope you're having a great day today. And today's video is going to be about the topic that we've been talking about for a while. So many of you guys ask me all the time, I'm asked the question, how do you begin a career in the maritime industry as a merchant mariner? So I'm going to attempt to answer that question today through a video. I get asked that question almost every day. So I'm going to try to help the best I can with information about how you get into the industry, different ways you can do it, the documentation that you're going to need, and some other things like that. And as far as training, I'll try to touch on that as well. So I prepared some notes here just so that I don't lose track and skip anything. And the first thing that you need to do, there is documentation. Obviously everyone knows that. Everybody asks me, like, what kind of paperwork do you need, things like that. Okay, now I just want to be real clear from the beginning of this video. I am a mariner in the United States of America, so I'm a U.S. mariner, and I want to make it real clear, if you're watching this video from another country, I know a lot of you guys are out there, and a lot of you ask me the question as well from other countries, and I'm glad you're there and watching the videos. However, this is going to be from the point of view of the United States, merchant marine, how to get into this industry and things like that. I've talked to foreign seamen all around the world, a lot of Filipino seamen in different countries. It's different depending on where. Like the way we do it here and the way you do it over in India or another country is going to be totally different. So again, this is going to be from a USA point of view, how we started the career. And I'll give a little bit of maybe a tip. I would just contact the company. If you're overseas, you might want to contact the companies. I heard from a lot of seamen overseas that they work directly through the companies. In the United States, it's a little different. But maybe try contacting the companies or a company you're interested in working for and get started that way. And you can always do online searches in your country. And I'm sure you can find some information after a little persistence. But anyway, so in the USA, this is how basically it is. The first thing I want to touch on is documentation. Obviously, you need a passport. You need a U.S. passport. You can go to, if you don't have one already, maybe you don't even know, you can go to your local post office. Now, not all of them have passport services. You need to go to one. You can find it online. Just do a Google search in your city where you are. You need to find one of the post offices that offers passport services. That's how I renewed mine just a couple months ago. I simply went there, walked in, there's a paper form that you fill out, very easy. You just need like your identification with you. I'm a renewal because I've had previous passports, and there's an option for original. It may be a different form for original. I'm not sure, I think it is though. So you just fill that out, and you're gonna have to get a couple photos. My passport service post office, they took the photos for me right there, $15. So I was like, great, because a lot of places that I've been in the past, they charge you even more than that. So it was a very fair price. And then they gave me the form, I filled it out. I sent my old passport, because like I said, I'm a renewal. And they gave me the packet, and I sent it right away. I went around to the front of the post office. So anyway, short version, just go to your post office that has passport services and you apply for that. Just go ahead and do that right off the bat if you're even thinking about that you want to do this. And it doesn't hurt to have a passport anyway, even if you choose not to. The second document, you may or may not have heard of it. It's a TWIC, that's TWIC, which stands for Transportation Workers Identification Credential. This is a credential that anybody, not just for seafarers, truck drivers, people who work on the docks, anybody who enters a port in USA, you need this TWIC, Transportation Workers Identification Credential, also known as, we just call it a TWIC. So if you hear that term or have heard that term, that's what it is. It's $125. You apply for this, and I have it here in my notes. It is good for 5 years, and so you just go to the TSA website, and for all these documents that I'm talking about today, I'm gonna probably put them on the screen in the video. But definitely in the description section of the video, when you're done watching this, go back. I will leave the websites for everything that I'm talking about. I'll put like what it is to obtain TWIC, and I'll give you the website. And maybe I'll put it on the screen right now as we're talking to when I edit the video. But either way, you can see it in the description section if you don't feel like pausing the video to look at what I put on the screen. Don't worry. wait to the end, go to the description section, and you can screenshot that or just write it down. I'll make it real easy for you. I'm trying to help everybody. I know you guys, a lot of you are interested in this career. But basically the website is www.tsa.gov. And all the information is there, how to obtain a TWIC card. And like I said, it's $125, and it's good for a duration of 5 years. So the next document you're going to need is a MMC, which is a Merchant Mariner's Credential. The book is a little red booklet. It looks exactly like the passport, but it's not a passport, obviously, but it looks just like it. However, the color is red and not dark blue. The original entry level for entry-level seamen, your original MMC, I'm on a renewal because I've had one before, so it's a little different. The fees are a little bit higher for the original one because they're doing stuff, I'm sure, maybe background checks. I know the TWIC, they're doing a background check. I don't know everything that they're doing for the merchant credential, but it's $140. The evaluation of that is $95, and the issuance fee is $45. So that's a total of $140 for your original Merchant Mariner Credential. You can go to a website, www.dco.uscg, which is Coast Guard, .mil/NMC, which is National Maritime Center. And I'm going to put this link in the description, so don't worry. You don't have to worry about that right now. If you're a renewal, you guys, I'm assuming, are interested in the career, so you're probably applying for your original. So that's what you're going to be looking at, $140. You can go contact the National Maritime Center's website, which I'm going to give you, and everything is there. Exactly what to do, the form you can fill out, and if you live near a U.S. Coast Guard Regional Exam Center, REC, you can go there and get your paperwork too. It's very easy. Just get the paperwork, fill it out, and you submit it. You're going to need to do other things like we'll talk about later. Take a drug exam. You're going to need a physical, a Coast Guard physical, and all these things too, a U.S. Coast Guard physical. But if you are out of the industry for a little bit and getting back in, just a reminder to you, the renewal fee is $95. So a little bit less, $45 less, which is $50 for your evaluation. And again, $45 for the issuance fee. And so I'm going to put all that in the description, the website, how you can obtain your NMC, or your MMC, your Merchant Mariner Credential. And you guys could do that. That is also, just like the TWIC, good for 5 years, that document. So, and you, like I said, you're going to need to take, with the Coast Guard, you're going to have to take a physical, like a Coast Guard physical, and drug screening like that also when you apply for this stuff. And the paperwork that they're going to give you will, include that you have to fill out. They'll give you the paperwork for that. The form is it's CG-719K, which is Coast Guard 719K form. And that's to get your Merchant Mariner Credential. You're going to have to fill out that form as well, and you can get that from the Coast Guard, or you can print it online. Actually, you can print it out right online. You'll see it on the National Maritime Center's website. It's all there, the PDF forms you can fill out. There's a section right on the website that says forms. One I'm going to say TWIC. You can go on there. It's all on the NMC website, which I will link you guys to. So that's basically how you get the documentation that you need. So you're going to want to do that first. Okay. Now, as far as training, I've got a list of a couple of the main schools that I made for you guys, and I've written them down just so that I don't forget to mention one of them. There's a couple ways you guys can enter this industry. You can come in right off the street, and it doesn't matter your age. You can come in as long as you can pass the physical, and your drug clearance and all that stuff. Someone asked me last week about felony. If you had a felony or something, can you still sail, or crime record or something? And this happens to people. I did a little bit of research on it, and I've got some input from other people. I believe, and don't quote me on this one, from what my understanding is, it depends on what it was for, what the crime was, how long ago it was, various other things. So you would have to check into something like that if that's an issue, So anyway, we got some the training here, the facilities. If you guys want to start right off the street and not go to a 4-year academy, which is an option we'll talk about. You can go to a school in Southern Maryland. There's a website. It's the Seafarers International Union's website. It's www.seafarers.org. And they have a school called the Seafarers Harry Lundyberg School of Seamanship. It's located in Piney Point, Maryland, which is Southern Maryland. It's a beautiful campus down there that they have, and you can go to the training school down there. It's a 60-acre campus, and that's where I began my training. So what you can do, you can go to their website, and I've written down, there's a path that you can click, and I wrote it down. I found it for you guys. You go to the website, seafarers.org, and training and careers. Click on that. You'll see it right there when you get to the website, training and careers. And then you click on where it says Apprentice Program Overview. And that'll give you the whole breakdown. It's a 5-phase program that you do. And it's, like I said, it's 5 phases, but it takes, on average, I don't know the exact amount of days, but about a year. This might be better for people who are younger, you don't have your home and children to raise and all these things. You need to be able to have that a year really to go through this program. If that's an option for you, it's a great way to step into the industry for minimal cost, minimal time. You invest that year, and at the end of it, you have a good job, you have good benefits. Definitely a good investment, and a good way to enter a new career, a relatively quick way. Changing careers is never an easy thing. Okay, so in addition to the Seafarers International Union, if you come in through that apprenticeship program that I mentioned, there are also a couple other unions, one of which is the MFOW, which is the Marine Firemen Oilers Union. I believe that's headquartered on the West Coast. That's mostly on the West Coast. It's another union you can go to. And there's another one called SUP, which is the Seafarers Union of the Pacific. And you can also look up those unions. I'll leave you the websites, the links. And if you're, especially on the West Coast, you can contact those unions as well and ask how to get into their union and where you would get training. You might be able to go to different schools. There are different schools, maritime training schools all around the country, too many to list. You could ask them if they're accepting training from those schools too, before you go and train and get a class somewhere. Just make sure that if you're going to go through a certain union, make sure that they're accepting that training. So that's something good to make sure of. And there's a couple, the licensed officer unions. I've written down the 3 here. The main ones is MEBA, that's Marine Engineers Beneficial Association. That's for the engineering department. So if you go to one of the 4-year schools, or you work your way up from the bottom and take your licensing exam through the Coast Guard, that's one union that you can join in the engineering department. The second would be, and this union isn't just for engineering department, it's also for deck side, but it's AMO, that's American Maritime Officers. And then there's another one, it's the MMP, which is Masters, Mates, and Pilots. Obviously that's deck side, Master, Mate, and Pilot. Those 3 unions are licensed rating unions, and the Seafarers International Union are your unlicensed ratings, and that's the union you would go in, those ones that I mentioned, like SUP and MFOW and SIU, if you want to come in from the ground level. And like I said, go to that apprenticeship program. So anyway, guys, I hope this really helps you. As far as the documents that I mentioned, I forgot to tell you also, it'll be on the website, but you can go to pay.gov, and when you apply for the MMC, different documents like that, you can actually just pay online too, through the website. When I renew mine, that's how I do it. It's very, very simple, streamlined process. Again, it's all on the National Maritime Center's website. That's a really good resource. I highly recommend that website. If you're entering the career, check it out. They have everything on there as far as the documents, how to apply for them. You can print the forms out, you name it. And you can also go to the Coast Guard, like I said, if you're near a Coast Guard office or regional exam center, and get the paperwork to apply there as well. So that's going to about wrap us into this video up here today, guys. If you have any more questions about this, you know, something I may have forgotten, I'm just trying to give you the basics. I don't want to overwhelm you with this video. I wanted it to be simplistic. If you have any other questions about this particular topic, you know, entering this industry, please just drop them in the comment section down below. And if I get a lot of additional questions, which is great, I will do another, you know, Q&A video. I've done one in the past. I'll do a Q&A video just about this. And if I don't know the answer, I will try to find it for you guys. And then if I get a few good questions in there, you know, enough to do a short video, I will do a Q&A video about that to answer additional questions you guys may have. But this is the basics about how you enter the union. And once again, I want to mention that if you're watching this video from overseas, it's a different process. Some of you guys go directly and get hired through the company. In the United States, the merchant mariners, we work through labor unions. That's how we get our employment. So we have to go by their rules, their guidelines, and then ultimately we're under the Coast Guard as far as documentation and stuff like that. We are under Coast Guard documentation, but we work through labor unions and we become members of those unions and we obtain our jobs through those labor unions, not directly by contacting the company. We don't do it that way. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I do wish you all the best if you're trying to get started in this career. I've helped a couple other people, one of which, he might be watching the video now, is up in Piney Point as an apprentice training right now, and so I wish him the good luck. If you're watching this video, good luck. And we will talk to you guys real soon, and if you enjoyed this video and our other content on our channel, please give us a thumbs up just to let us know you enjoy what we're doing, and consider subscribing to the channel. I do vlogs from the ship when I'm working, and when I'm home, my son and I, we travel and do a lot of stuff, and we do a lot of travel vlogs, and we do a lot of theme parks and things like that, a lot of fun stuff. So we make videos on those things as well and post them here on the channel. So hope you guys having a great day today and enjoy this video, and I will see you on the next one.